I think you hit it spot on, activating a lot of people. I think I feel like that's my duty, to activate people in terms of psychedelic work. And it makes me happy if somebody is curious about psychedelics after listening to my podcast or whatever. That's really what I want to do.
Why is it important to you?
I think I'm one of these classic guys in the psychedelic space who has made a big transformation in his life with the help of psychedelics, and now he wants to help others, like, they helped me so much. Now my glass is overflowing. Now I want to pass it on. And actually, it's funny. This Saturday, I had a psychedelic session, a solo session with myself. And again, I wrote down in my notebook, I want to show people what psychedelics can do, their power, what they're capable of. And I don't know, I can't really tell, but it just feels like my passion, my purpose. I just want to do it. It feels right.
Well, there's already a bunch of questions I could ask, but let's start with what we usually start with, which is just to give a little bit more context for where you're speaking from. And in a way, you've already done that, but I do want to ask you the same question as we usually ask people. Somebody sits next to you at a dinner party. Let's say the dinner party is full of coaches, right? Because we're at a party here mostly with coaches, I'm assuming. People who are interested in personal development, professional development. So you're sitting at this dinner party with all of us coaches. Somebody turns to you and is like, hey, what do you do? What do you tell them?
I think first thing is like, it's special. I don't know if you can understand, or I'm not sure if you know what it is. It's like, psychedelics, you know that? You know psychedelics? That's the first thing I would ask, because I think I'm not the kind of guy who would just, or I'm not the kind of, I think it's not the kind of topic which I just would just put out there and see how they react. I first want to see where they are. And that's something that's really important for me, because that's part of my job, to meet people where they are, meet people with their understanding of what my work is, what psychedelics are, and then give them the information that would be really helpful for them right now. Because if I tell them I'm doing we're organizing psychedelic retreats and we're helping people to use psychedelics in their life, then they're like, it could be like, oh, aren't these like dangerous things where you jump out of the window? And so this could of course happen. So I think I would ask back and ask what they think about psychedelics, and then continue to tell them what I do.
Yeah, it seemed quite careful that you would psychedelics, have you heard of it? Is that like that's consciously careful rather than consciously very confident?
So maybe for listeners who aren't from Germany, I think in Germany, as soon as you Google psychedelics, or if you enter Psychedelika, it's called in German, if you enter it, you will definitely see my face somewhere. So I don't know, it just happened. So whatever you do, if you just know who I am, you just see me. So that means that I'm really getting a lot of responses, like in all kinds of colors. I'm getting people
in all kinds of colors.
Yeah, and also, different color tones. The response is either really aggressive, or it's really open, or it's really interested. So I get different kinds of responses, and I think that's why I got a bit cautious when I talk about my work in general. So I want to meet people where they are, and that's, I think, why I'm a little bit hesitant to just tell them what I do. But let's continue this. If someone would say, I know what psychedelics are, it's interesting, then I would just tell them, so we're trying to normalize psychedelics for German people, basically. We try to provide them with the needed information they would need to get closer to this topic themselves. And we also go one step further. If they really decide for themselves, that's something I would like to do, or I'm more interested in it, then we can give them more guidance, coaching, or we can even offer them psychedelic retreats legally in the Netherlands. So, and a lot more things. As you said in the beginning, I'm doing many things in the psychedelic space, and I'm also in a transition phase at the moment where I'm really trying to think, what do I really want to stand for, and which path I want to go down for the next months or years.
Right. So focus in on having started to do many things, including a very successful podcast called Set&Setting. I should mention it by name. It's very, very helpful to put information out there. And now kind of focusing in on, what do I really want to do with this and which elements of this work am I going to use forward?
And it's always changing, every, let's say every psychedelic experience is also changing again my view on the world, my view on myself and what I want to do. For example, a couple of weeks ago, I did a darkness retreat. So I spent a few days in total darkness. Wow. And I came out of it and I said, wow, this is something people should do. Guys, have you tried this? This is amazing. And a couple of days ago, I did like my first MDMA solo therapy session. And I'm like, oh my God, guys, you need to do this. This is amazing. So I'm always trying new things and changing my perspectives. And I think what I like to do is just share that with people, share like an honest, authentic view of the actual experience because my face is out there anyways, without thinking about if that is something you could say, if that is something you should share. Like I'm really sharing mostly everything. I'm even sharing like my childhood trauma and everything, because I think that's really what people need to hear. It's not just, take this drug and then for example, what I see a lot in the spaces or in the what's happening in the media is take this drug and your depression goes away. Yeah, but why? What's the cause of the depression and how do psychedelics influence this cause or your view on the cause and so on? So that's why I'm thinking, just be honest about it.